as promised, I'm continuing to purchase things from Sephora to try out for you guys ahead of the start of the VIB sale, which I believe the first day is November 1st. That's what I'm seeing online. And I'm really excited for it this year. I have a lot of things that I want to re-up on, and I'm excited to make recommendations for you guys and all of that good stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at what I ordered. I was kind of slowly filling up my cart from the last time I did this, which was just a week ago, and I've already forgotten what I put in there. This, however, I did not forget, because this is what I'm probably most excited for. This is Makeup by Mario's newest palette, the Ethereal Eyes Moonlight. I really enjoyed the first Ethereal Eyes and all of his like master matte or master palettes that he's come out with. They've all worked really well for me. So I'm excited to try this one out. That was in one box. And then let's see what I ordered. Oh, right. Okay. So I did end up getting the blush and highlight duo that's part of the Tom Ford Soleil collection, because I picked up the eye color quad in my last Sephora haul and I really enjoyed it. And I also went ahead and picked up one of the new Soleil Neige Gloss Luxes. I like the Gloss Luxe formula, and the 3 new shades were really pretty. I think I picked up like the peachy one. I also picked up Prada's Blurring Extending Primer. I thought, why not? Let's give that a shot. And what's this? Oh, Valentino, Spike Valentino. This is the Couture in a Lipstick Gold Lip Shimmer. And I got the shade 600A, put a spike on it. I believe this color is actually gold, but we'll take a look at that. I picked up this perfume. So this is Montel. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And years ago, I think I talked about how I just love the scent of coffee. And I revisited that topic when I purchased the Diptyque Cafe candle, when they came out with those like cafe bistro candles, I think over the summertime. Was that this past summer? Anyway, they came out with a coffee candle, and I was talking about how much I love coffee, et cetera, et cetera. And some of you at that point, you know, recommended some fragrances that had like a nice gourmand coffee scent. And then I remembered years ago, when I had first mentioned my love of coffee scents, someone had mentioned this particular perfume, Intense Cafe. And I remember the comment too. It was like, it may be hard to find in the US, but you can find it, you know, here online, something like that, et cetera, et cetera. This brand is now carried at Sephora. I was so excited to see it because I never got a chance to purchase it. And I'm really, really excited to try out this particular fragrance because I've been wanting to for years now. So got that. And then I decided to pick up 2 of the Westman Atelier gift sets. So I got the one that is the Lip Suede Matte Lipstick Trio because 2 out of the 3 shades are new. And I do really like this formula. I'm not generally a matte lipstick wearer, but I really wanted to take a look at those 2 shades. And then I got this one. What's this called? The Petite Fête Edition. So this has a mascara, a blush, and a highlight. And the blush and the highlight, the blush and the highlight are new shades. So the blush is in the shade Bubble, and the highlight is in shade Toast. So I wanted to give those a shot. I think they're in mini sizes too. I also am a sucker for this green case, which is also in the lipstick one. So I picked up those 2. What else do we have here? Oh, I also got Smoking Hot from Kilian. I don't know, I'm on a perfume kick, I suppose. Oh, and I got the Prada powder. I've been really wanting to try it. Of course, it was just visually appealing to me because the powder is that Prada like pistachio green. I love that pistachio green. I just hope the powder is good. And then this is another brand that's been around forever. Why did they send me 2 of these? Did I order 2 of these? That's always possible. I got, now, Davines. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this is a hair care brand that's been around forever. Yeah, I've always been tempted by it, but you know, I've never really had the time to just sort of stop and like examine their offerings, but now they're carried at Sephora. And so I could kind of, you know, scroll through and see and click and read up on all of these. So I decided to try the Volu shampoo. This is for, you know, volumizing if you have fine hair. I don't really have fine hair, but I definitely need help in the volume area. And then I got the hair mist, the Volu hair mist. So there's no conditioner per se that's like a Volu hair conditioner. I think there was one that was recommended to me once I put that in my cart, but it was like for fine hair, but it wasn't necessarily for volume. Oh yeah, it was like for breakage or something. So again, since I don't have fine hair, that's not really my issue. So I didn't get that. So I decided on this hair mist, volume booster for fine or limp hair. So this obviously I won't be able to try in this video for you. I'll have to get back to you on that. And yeah, they sent me another one of these hair mists. I don't know if I ordered two or not. It's probably my mistake. So that's what I got in this most recent haul. And if possible, I think it may be possible, I use that Ilia face palette, but I only use the bronzer. I didn't use the highlight or the blushes. So I would like to use those as well. I have these cream products from Tom Ford, but maybe we can do like one cheek with this and one cheek with the Ilia. You know what I'm gonna get started with? The perfumes. I'm gonna open up this Montel Intense Cafe Eau de Parfum. And I got travel sizes, basically, of both of the perfumes that I got. So it comes in this little pouch. Isn't that nice? And oh, how cute. This is literally like a miniature version of their bigger bottles. So it does come with this. It's almost like a safety key you can pull out and then you can press down. Oh, how interesting. Ooh, that is really nice. Let's see what, hopefully it smells just as nice on me. You know, sometimes things change once they hit your chemistry. The cafe of it is, the coffee of it is so, it's so subtle, but it's like, it's this like whisper throughout. Oh, ooh, that is so nice. I'm gonna keep that on. I'm sure during the video, if it's like changing and morphing, I'll notice and mention it to you. But I'm gonna open up this Smoking Hot. I'm just gonna spray this in the air and just see what this smells like. I'm not gonna put it on me. I think it's aggressive. It's a bit much. Okay, Smoking Hot. This is much sharper and brighter. And the Montel is much rounder. You know what? I'm gonna pull up the notes because the Smoking Hot actually surprises me. There's a definite sweetness there. Oh, that's really nice too. Wow, I really looked out with these. Okay, Intense Cafe. The top notes are floral notes. That's all it says. Middle notes, rose and coffee. And then base notes, vanilla, white musk, and amber. Definitely smell the rose and the coffee, those middle notes. I mean, it really is. It's so pretty because at first it's not what you expect at all. Like I really thought it was going to be very gourmand. You're really going to smell a lot of that vanilla, but that really isn't the case. There is like a touch more floral going on. And then the coffee is like, I don't know, it's almost like you're sitting in a garden waiting for your coffee to be served, like it's being made over there. Oh, it's really, really nice. Okay, let me look up Smoking Hot. Top notes, apple, cinnamon, and smoke. That's the really kind of bright lightness I think that I smelled at first. The middle notes are tobacco, vanilla, and moss. And tobacco has that kind of like that sticky sweet smell. Base notes, bourbon, vanilla, orchinox, licorice, ISO E Super, I don't know what that is, and Clary Sage. Yes, I like these both so much. I love how present the apple is in this, and it smells really good. I think Killian has like apple in one of the notes in that line of his, sorry, I'm being very ineloquent, but he has a whole line where the bottle of the perfumes looks like a glass, like a cut crystal glass. Anyway, there's one fragrance in there that's supposed to have apple in one of the notes, but I don't think that one is very successful at that. This one is really, really good with the apple. You know, it's funny. This is the first time I was like smart and did not buy full sizes of perfumes because I have so many perfumes and I don't really get through all of them. And I really could have used probably full sizes for both of these. Let's start with some primer. So I got this Prada Refine Blurring Extending Primer. It's supposed to instantly blur pores and minimize the look of fine lines for smoother looking skin, primes for flawless makeup, application, and adhesion, extends the wear of makeup. Over time, it improves overall skin look for smoother, healthier looking skin. Okay, apply a pearl-sized amount to the face and blend with fingertips. Avoid eye area. Wait for 2 to 3 minutes before applying other complexion products. Okie dokie. I don't know that I have to, I don't think I need to shake this. It has like a pointy, squeezy tip applicator. It has a much thinner texture than I thought. It has like almost like a serum-like texture. Oh, that's so interesting. I'm gonna definitely put it here where I have larger pores. Ooh, very smoothing. I just squeezed out a bit more. And, oh, wow. Yeah, like visually, it's very blurring. Wow. Oh, that's really cool and really weird all at the same time. Wow. I can really see it on my forehead because I have some really deep lines there. I mean, you can still see the lines, but everything looks really soft. Oh, wow. Can you guys see it? Wow, that's so interesting. It's like a party trick. I'm gonna let this sit, like they said, for the 2 to 3 minutes. While we're doing that, I do wanna follow up because this was the primer I used last time I did a Sephora try-on haul. This is the Merit Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. This is lovely. This is really, really great. But I do have to bring this upstairs to my vanity because you're supposed to put this on before SPF. And I put SPF on like as a last step to my skincare routine, and I do all of that upstairs. So I need to bring this upstairs, but it is a really, really nice, juicy moisturizer. Like, it really made my skin feel very well moisturized. It was a great, great primer. I really loved it. Really, really loved it. So big thumbs up for this. This will probably show up in my Sephora recommendations. But I just wanted to mention that since we have some time to kill anyway. I did not pick up a new foundation, so I thought we would use the Prada Reveal Foundation. Since we're using the primer, I actually have not used this in a while, so I kind of want to reacquaint myself with this. See if this maybe is a recommendation for the sale. I set my timer. I have about a minute left. I'm just going to keep shaking this foundation. Oh, I have shade LN5. So this whole bottle basically comes out of this case. So it is refillable, which is nice. All right, we are ready to go in with the foundation. I'm just going to pump out 2 pumps on the back of my hand. That is LN5. And I've got my jumbo base brush here from Sonia G. I remember this shade being like a really good match for me. And now, after a whole summer of sunshine, it does look a little bit light on my skin tone, but you know what? In a few more months, it's going to be perfect again. So this foundation has a really nice, yeah, you can see how light it is. It has a really nice texture. It is like a lotion, but you know, a little bit on the thinner side, and it goes on so smoothly, even with or without this primer. It goes on really, really smoothly. And I remember really loving this foundation. It does have a more natural, matter finish to it. Probably a little bit more matte than I like. You know, I like really glowy, kind of sweaty, sweaty looking skin. And this is definitely a little bit matter. Yeah, I actually can't believe how light this shade is now, because really this was like a very, very good match when I first picked this up, probably in the springtime. When did it come out? Yeah, like earlier this year? When did this come out? Or was it late last year? I'm really losing track of time. Anyway, I was much paler at that point. Well, that is the Prada Reveal Foundation. Let's see, what can we try next? Oh, let's try the Prada powder. So this is the Rebalancing Setting Powder. You know, I feel like every time I've gotten my makeup done by a makeup artist, which has not been that many times, maybe like 3 times total, they always powder me last. That is the very last step that they do. I don't even think that it's just like a, you know, like a finishing step. If I'm recalling correctly, that's the only time they're actually putting on powder. I know that was the case this time in Milan, so maybe I'll just wait. But anyway, just pull this out. This is what the compact looks like. It looks just like the eyeshadow quads. Quads? Quints? Quads from Prada. And here is the powder. Yeah, so maybe I'll put this on at the end, see what happens. So we've got bronzer, contour. I don't think I have any new ones, do I? I'm gonna go in with the Ilia since I have that out. So this is the face palette I was referring to. So my last Sephora try-on haul, I was able to try on the bronzer, but I had all these other products, so I wasn't able to try on the blushes or the highlights. So I definitely want to get into those, but this is the only bronzer I have right now. So we're going to use that for this as well. I'm going to use my Synergy Jumbo Bronzer Brush. All of the products in this Ilia palette are baked. I really like them because they have a nice soft touch to them. And the tone of this bronzer, someone was asking me after my last Sephora try-on haul video, the tone of this bronzer is, you know, it's like neutral, but there's a little bit of warmth to it because it's definitely a bronzer. It's definitely a bronzer versus a contour, but I wouldn't say it's too orangey or anything. It just has a little bit of warmth to it, like a kiss of warmth to it. Oh my gosh, this brush is so big, I got it in the blush by accident. Whoopsie. So I'm going to use this to warm up my entire forehead so you guys will be able to get a good sense of the tone of this bronzer. So I hope you can see that. Definitely a little bit of warmth there, but I don't feel like I look too like Oompa Loompa or anything. All right, so there's the Ilia bronzer. Since I have that out, I'm going to go right into one of these blushes. So this blush, I'll do swatches again. The bubblegum pink blush has more of like a demi matte finish, and then the lighter peach one has like a sheen to it. Do you see that? Like a really soft satin sheen to it. So beautiful. Oh wait, I have more than one cream blush to play with. So I have the Tom Ford Soleil, and then I do have these from Westman Atelier. Uh-oh. I do want to try them all out. What am I going to do? All right. Well, I definitely want to try out the Ilia. So I'm actually going to go into this soft peach shade because I just really like that sheen that it had. So I'm just going to pick it up with my Refer number 5 brush and lay that down. Very soft touch. A really high kind of like satin, like highlighty sheen to it. There's actually a little bit of a shift to pink in there. Yeah, so it has like a peach powder base, and then the metallic sheen is kind of like a cool pink. Wow, that's really pretty. And not what I was expecting, even after swatching it. I don't think I saw a lot of that color shift in there. Wow, it's like a highlighty blush. It's really pretty. Or it could be a highlight for a deeper skin tone, possibly. Pretty. Okay, that is one of the Ilia blushes at least. Let's try this Tom Ford Soleil Neige Duo. Packaging looks just like the eye color quad. And then here are the 2 shades. So the highlight is like the highlight, I believe, in a lot of the duos that he has. I was going to say blush and highlight duos, but they're not. They're usually like a contour or bronzer duo. It's like this cream milky highlight. Yeah, so it's the same in this palette as it is in the other ones. But let's try this blush. The consistency is very similar to the other duos. They're kind of balmy, and the pigmentation is soft, not too overbearing. I think what I'm going to do is just layer this right on top. I'm going to put this right on the apples of my cheeks. Yeah, this is such a beautiful shade of almost like a salmon peach, because it gives your cheeks like that immediate heat, almost like if you were out skiing all day. It's so Soleil Neige. I love this tone. I really do. It's kind of like hot peach. It is really, really nice for like the winter time. Oh, that's pretty. Hi, Butters. Hi, baby. Do you want to say hi to everyone? Nope. She just turned around and walked out. She's like, no, it's too cramped back there. Okay, let's open this guy up. So this is, again, the Petite Fête edition. This is what it looks like when you slide it out, the 3 products. So we've got a mascara, and I believe this is the I Love You mascara. Oh, I Want You mascara. Wait a second. I Want You mascara. Sorry. Yeah, that's what it's called. So it's just like their original mascara. It's just in this little kind of like travel tube. I'm not going to open that up because it's mascara. But let's open up the blush and the highlight. So the blush is the one that comes in this green case. And this one is called Bubble. Ooh, pretty. Definitely has a shimmer to it, but I would say the base color of it is a mauve. Ooh, yeah. It almost looks like a grape stain kind of color. Wow, that's so pretty. And then the metallic sheen in there is quite warm. It almost has like a, yeah, like a coppery sheen to it. Wow, that's really pretty. All right, let's try it on this cheek. I'm going to wipe. Oh, also what I'm just realizing, these are not magnetized. You know, usually her little stick products are magnetized, the caps. This is a snap-on. I'm gonna take another Refer number 5 brush. This one is clean, and blend this one out. I'm gonna add a little bit more right here. Okay, there is Bubble. Well, if you're looking for like a plum toned blush, this is a really good one. This is such a pretty, like purpley blush. Yeah, I think plum actually is a perfect description for this, better than mauve. Oh wow, and what a difference. What a difference between the two, between the Soleil Neige and this one. Wow. Oh, that's nice. I have to say, the metallic sheen in here is so surprising. That kind of like copper sheen, you always think it's going to be like a silvery or a gold, but this really has, yeah, like a different bronzy copper tone to it. It's so cool. All right. Now, as for highlight, I definitely want to use the highlight that is in this Ilia palette. I'm going to take this Refer number 4 brush and go into the highlight. These Ilia products are very powdery, so just, you know, be gentle. Be gentle when picking a product. I'm going to put it over here. Yeah, I like this Ilia highlighter. I like their cream highlighter too, the one that comes in those individual compacts. That appeared actually in my last month's favorites. That is a really, really good highlight. It's like a cream product though. This one is obviously different. It's a baked product, so it's a little bit brighter than that one. That one is perfect if you're looking for just like a touch of highlight. That one is so good. Yeah, this one is definitely a bit brighter. Very pretty. I am impressed with the products in this palette. I think they all work really well. Very nice. Okay, let's try the Petite Lit Up Highlight Stick in Toast. So this is the one from the Petite Fête set. And oh, this is much deeper than I thought. At least it looks deep. Let's do a swatch. Oh, it's very sheer. So there's Toast. So this is what I was looking at. I was like, wow, that's deep for a highlight. But it's very, very sheer, and the metallic sheen in this is actually very cool toned. So quite different from the blush. How interesting. All right, I'm just gonna swipe on and then tap. Ooh, this is pretty. I wish Tom Ford would have done that with the highlight in here, just done something a little bit different, because it really is the same as like if you have intensity 1 or 0.5 in the Skin Illuminating Duo. I think that's what it's called. That's what it looks like. It's just kind of like this milky white. So even if they added just a little bit of like a metallic shimmer to it, it would just give it, I don't know, just make it a little bit different. But anyway, so pretty. So, so pretty. I'm going to add a little bit more just so you guys can get a better sense of it. It has a nice kind of like wet quality to it. Nice. So there's the Ilia. And then this is Toast. Oh, beautiful. Wow, I like that a lot more than I thought when I first opened it. That is really lovely. All right, so that's the Petite Fête set from Westman Atelier. For eyebrows, I actually purchased this. I'm going to talk about this in a vlog, but I actually had to... An emergency run to Sephora is definitely overstating it, but I did basically like a last minute Sephora run when I was out of town, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'll talk about it in a vlog. And so I bought a bunch of makeup because I didn't have any makeup with me. And so much of the makeup that I purchased is makeup that I've tried, that's like tried and true. And I just kind of really surprised myself. This was one of those things. I got the Glossier Boy Brow. I was like, oh my God, I remember this product. I think this is the product that got me to fall in love with Glossier. I know for a lot of people, it's their lip balm. Oh my God, what is it called? Anyway, they've come out with like a gazillion flavors at this point, but I fell in love with Glossier because of their Boy Brow. And they came out with the shade Gray. They've in fact kind of expanded the shade range, at least since the last time I looked when Glossier wasn't even at Sephora. So I thought I would try Gray and I really, really liked it. So I've only used this once before. I thought I would use it with you guys today. The brush, I mean, I think this is the smallest eyebrow brush. The smallest spoolie I've ever seen. It's like, can you even see it? It's so funny. But I really like gray eyebrow products. Like that Jones Road pencil in gray is great. I don't have any gray eyebrow hairs yet. At least not in my main eyebrow, but I guess because I'm going gray up here, it looks right. It looks appropriate. Yeah, I still love this product and I have not used this Boy Brow in years. I mean, it must be like 4 or 5 years since I used the Boy Brow. So, my gosh, I was so glad. I walked by the gondola and I was like, Boy Brow. Let's try Boy Brow again. It's still good. Okay. Let's dig into this Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so the packaging, same as the first Ethereal Eyes. It's got shade codes in the back there. And oh, this is very beautiful. Wow, very, very beautiful. Very neutral and cool toned. I love this kind of feature color down here, this navy blue is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Well, let's do some swatches. So I'm going to swatch them from top to bottom and then going left to right. And he has them numbered 1 through 12, basically. So we've got some mattes first, then we've got some metallic shades there. That white shade is so cool. It's got like a unicorn sort of color flip to that. And then we have some more mattes. That blue color there is a matte. Really, really well pigmented. Then we've got like a beautiful satin, deep, deep dark gray, a matte gray, and then the black, the standard black eyeshadow in here. Oh my gosh, where do I begin? I don't even know. I feel like we've got 2 mid-tone mattes that we could start with. This one is a little bit more neutral. This one is a little bit cooler. Let's start with the cooler one, just because that's a little bit different from this shade. This shade I feel like I've used quite a bit in quite a number of different palettes. I've got my BK Beauty 212 blender brush. I'm gonna go into, this is shade number 3. And I'm gonna work this over my outer corner. Ooh, I love that really gray undertone to it. Do you see that? Ooh, that's nice, very shadowy. So I'm just focusing that on the outer corner. I'm bringing it through my socket line a little bit and then dragging it over my lash line. Oh, I really like how cool toned this shade is. I feel like shadows have the tendency of looking neutral or kind of cool tone in the palette, but then once I apply them, they kind of warm up a little bit. This is staying very cool. I've got my Rephr number 2 brush. I'm going to go into the shade right underneath number 3, which is number 7. And this is like a taupey metallic shade. And I'm going to press and swipe that onto the inner portion of my lid over to the center. Beautiful. And do I see any fallout? I have a little bit of fallout from that shadow. Tap this off a little bit more aggressively then and really press the shadow in. So far, so good. Wow, I'm loving the tones of these shades. I'm going to take this Sonia G Soft Definer brush and I'm going to go into this matte gray shade. This is number 8. I'm going to just deepen up my outer corner here a little bit. Whew, so pigmented. These deep matte shades are very intense, very, very intense. I'm going to use my Rephr 15 brush, which is just a really big fluffy blender brush all by itself, and just use it to blend out that gray matte shade. Wow, dramatic. Okay, let's see if we can brighten up the inner corner here. I feel like it's starting to look a little flat here. I can use, I think, any of the shades in this second column here. I think I'm going to go for this middle one here. I'm going to use my Sonia G Flat Definer brush and go into number 6 and see if this is light enough. Yeah, brighten it up a little bit. I am going to try laying down the bone matte shade up here, just a little bit of a light layer, just to give me some base. Just put that down. And then I'm going to go in with that same metallic shade on top and see if that helps. No, I think this side actually looks brighter than this side. I think that matte shade just sort of muted everything. Okay, good to know. Good to know. And I definitely have a bit of fallout from those shades. I have to use this navy shade, so I'm going to use my trusty Esom T05 brush. This is one of those stamping liner brushes. I'm going to go into this navy shade, which is 11, and I'm going to stamp along my lower lash line. And then underneath my lashes, up top here, right at the base of the lash, but I'm coming in from underneath. Ooh, that's pretty. That blue too, it appears very bright in the pan, but there's a very strong gray undertone to it, which I like. Oh, I really like that. Okay. There. Fun. Wow, so easy to do a smoky eye with this palette, that's for sure. I am loving this palette. The color story, the quality, all of it is so good. It's so good. All right, Makeup by Mario. Another amazing palette. I love it. Okay, let me curl my lashes. And let's use the Westman Atelier I Want You mascara, since it is part of that Petite Fête set. I don't want to open up that mascara. That one, oh, I have this in the shade Le Brun Clean. So I have this actually in the brown. I had it in the black. Where did it go? You know what? I'm sure I tossed it because I had that mascara a long time ago. Anyway, I have the brown version. Let's just put this on. Now, you've heard me say this before. This is not my favorite mascara. I don't know why, but it just doesn't feel like it does much for my lashes. It feels like, you know, when you look at it and as you're applying it, it feels like it's going to be such a thick, you know, volumizing kind of mascara. But then I look at my lashes and I'm like, okay. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to like stick to my lashes. Anyway, that's the I Want You mascara from Westman Atelier. You guys know how much I love the line, but the mascara, not my favorite. Lips. So I got 2 lip products, right? Yeah, I got the Tom Ford Gloss Luxe and then this Valentino Spike. Let's look at this Gloss Luxe. Oh yeah, I ended up getting like the peachier shade. This one is number 17, Peak Flush. Here is a swatch of that. Smells like the regular Gloss Luxe lip glosses. And then I kind of don't remember this Valentino Spike Valentino lipstick. Oh, yeah, look at this case. Okay, it's coming back to me. Yeah, I think this lipstick is just straight up gold. Yeah, here we go. So I think it's like a gold translucent color. Let's do a swatch. Yeah, it's almost like a lip topper, or you could wear it alone. But there's that. I'm going to put this on first just to see what it looks like alone. I feel like it's too chunky. I feel like the glittery bits are too chunky, at least to be worn by itself, because I feel like it just looks, I don't know, it looks chunky. I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, I'm like looking at my mirror right here. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Okay, let me take this off. It doesn't feel chunky, at least. Sometimes lipsticks that have like glittery particles in them, you can actually kind of feel the grit. I can't feel the grittiness of this. I can just see it, which, you know, it's not much better. All right, I'm gonna try this Tom Ford Gloss Luxe. Very nice. There's something about this gloss formula that feels extra special silky on the lips. I don't know what kind of oils are used in here, but it's very, very like slippy, but it doesn't feel oily or greasy. Yeah, it just feels like kind of slick. I actually like the way it feels. It feels really, really nourishing, and it's not sticky at all. It's really nice. I do really like this formula. Hey guys, I just removed the Tom Ford lip gloss because I wanted to try out this Westman Atelier Lip Suede Matte Lipstick Trio. So 2 of these shades are new. The 2 new shades are Dash and Fluffy. This one is Dash. It's in the pale pink tube. And this is a really beautiful, festive red. It's very bright. It's very primary. I see a little bit of blue undertone, but I also see a little bit of orange to the red. It's really beautiful, interesting red. It's gorgeous. So that is Dash. And then the other new shade is Fluffy, which is this really beautiful pinky. It's like a pinky peach. It is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And then the third shade in there is an existing shade, Je Rêve, which is probably my favorite shade from the existing line. This is a little bit deeper than Fluffy and a little bit more cool toned, if you will. But let's try these out. I'm gonna try out the Dash color first, this bright red. Yeah, it's so gorgeous. It even looks kind of warm in the bullet. But yeah, when you swatch it, I feel like blue undertones come out. It's really, really interesting red. And if you guys have not tried these lipsticks, I cannot recommend them enough because I am not a fan of matte lipsticks, but these are so comfortable. They glide on so beautifully. They're so pigmented. I love the color range. It's such a good lipstick. The case is beautiful. I mean, gorgeous. I love having these in my makeup bag. And this is coming from someone who does not like matte lipsticks, so I love these. Anyway, that is Dash, one of the new colors. And here is Fluffy in the green tube. Wow, that is such a pretty color. Just a pretty everyday, like nudie pink. So gorgeous. So, so gorgeous. And you guys have seen me wear Jarrev quite a bit. You know what? I'm going to just put it on anyway. So this is fluffy. I'm going to put on Jarrev so you can kind of see beyond this what it looks like on my lips. There is Jarrev. Yep, just a little bit deeper than fluffy. Such a good color. I do still have the powder here. So let's try the powder just before I let you go. I'm going to use my Chikuhodo cheek brush here. And I'm going to press it right here just to take the shine down a little bit under my eyes. It's a very soft touch powder. I don't feel like it looks immediately like matted out, which is nice. So this is no powder, this is powder. It's very nice. I like it. I'm gonna put some on the tip of my nose here. See how that looks? And up the bridge of my nose. This powder is very, very blurring. I think if I had to choose between the powder or the primer, I would go with the powder. I feel like this has more effect on my look versus the primer. So if you don't know this about me, I have very, very dry skin. So if you have oily skin and maybe makeup breaks up on your skin very easily or quickly as the day goes on, maybe the primer would help. But if you have dry skin like I do, I don't think you need the primer necessarily, but this powder is, yeah, quite nice. So that is it. That's it for everything that I got tried on for you. I want to say just right off the bat, the two things that I don't think I can, you know, like strongly recommend is the Prada primer. I just don't think it did that much. I feel like I saw the blurring effect when I first put on the primer, but once I got the foundation on, it was kind of like, okay, I don't know. I just didn't really see that much of a difference. And then this Valentino gold lipstick, I just don't think it's very good. I think it's chunky. I don't think it looks good. It just didn't feel that great. There wasn't anything special about it. So that is definitely something I cannot recommend. The Prada foundation, it was not part of this haul. I've talked about this before. I think if you have normal to oily skin, I think if you like a natural, more matte kind of finish to foundation, this is very, very skin-like foundation. And if that's what you're into, I don't think you'll like a foundation more than this. It is so natural looking. Because I have dry skin, I happen to like foundations or base products that have a little bit of glow to them, a little bit of juiciness. This is just like your skin. So if you like that, I think you'll like the Prada. The Ilia Face Palette, I think this is really great. And they have 3 different color stories. This one is the lightest, then there's like a medium and then one for deeper. I think this and even the medium may work for my skin tone. I looked at like the medium in store. They didn't actually have any, they were totally sold out, but I looked at it in store and it looked like it could work for light medium skin tones. It was just sort of a warmer color story. I'm really thinking about picking that up maybe during the BIB sale. The deeper one would be much too deep for me. And that was actually a very, very pretty palette, but I really like these. I like that the products are baked. They go on really beautifully. They have like a little bit of a soft touch to them. This highlight is just, it's so soft and satiny. I think it's really beautiful. This blush is so surprising because it has that kind of pink metallic like color shift to it. And you can't really see that in the pan. And you see a little bit of it when you swatch, but when you blend it out on your cheek, it really comes out and it's very pretty. It's surprising and it's very, very pretty. So I really like this palette. For, well, still on this cheek, the Soleil Neige, I really like the color of this blush. I think it is like that perfect, like you've just come in from the cold kind of like flush that you get to your cheeks. I just would have appreciated if they just did a little something different with the highlight part. I feel like they could have done something with this, put a little bit of a soft sheen to it, like, I don't know, just something to differentiate it. But oh my God, the Glossier Boy Brow, it's like I have fallen in love with it again. I love that gray color. It's so good. And the Makeup by Mario eyeshadow palette, I think this is really beautiful. And I love that not only does it look cool toned in the palette, but it looks cool toned on my eyes. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes colors really warm up on my lids, but these stayed really cool. And I think the shadows performed really well. It's just really beautiful. So really, really liking this. Looking forward to using this more. Oh, the Westman Atelier Petite Fête set. Wait, did I talk about this when I talked about this cheek? I don't think I did. So this bubble blush So interesting. It's like that sugar plum, sugar plum kind of color. It's mauvey. It's a little bit cool toned. I think it goes great with cool toned eyes. And then that toast lit up highlight stick is so beautiful. I am surprised because it looks so deep in the stick, but it just goes on so translucently and you get more of like a wet kind of highlight versus this satin Ilia highlight. It's definitely much more wet. So love that. I'm not the biggest fan of that I Want You mascara. We talked about that. I just don't think it's very impressive. You can see my lashes, just kind of blah. The Tom Ford Gloss Luxe Lip Gloss. I think it's great. I think I really like the formula of these Gloss Luxes. I don't think this shade is particularly special per se. There's a few shades in his regular line that I like much more, like Aura and Fantôme. Those two shades I think are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I would pick those over this one. But if you know, like have all of his Gloss Luxes, you really like the formula, this is pretty. This would be a nice addition. And I do like this limited edition packaging or the Soleil Neige packaging. Very nice. And then we talked about the lip suedes from Westman Atelier. Oh, and the Prada powder. I really like the Prada powder. I think it did a really nice job. It has a nice light touch. It is effective. I think it did a nice job kind of like blurring where I did apply it. Very, very lovely. I would definitely pick this up over the primer for sure. And oh, the Intense Cafe. You know, it's really settled down and now I just really smell coffee. It's not like a super sweet like coffee ice cream coffee scent. It's also not quite as truly coffee and bitter as the Diptyque candle, which I loved. I actually have to get that again because it was limited edition and I'm terrified it's never going to come back. This has coffee and then it has like those other scents, like those floral scents, which softens up the bitterness a little bit. But yeah, there's no like bitterness to it. There's no bitter coffee to this. Oh, it's really, really nice. And I love that Smoking Hot from Kilian. That I definitely need to put on tomorrow. Okay, that's it. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Definitely subscribe down below if you're interested in like my Sephora VIB sale recommendations. I always do them. I have a ton on my channel if you want to look back. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and I'll see you in my next one.